low key TV, breaking fools off.
What up, my nigga?
Said low key TV, breaking fools off.
This is a Said Low Key TV production.
Said low key TV, breaking fools off.
Yeah. You a hopper fool?
Said low key TV, breaking fools off. Yeah. We on the west side, the 6 side, Majestics worldwide.
All right, back out here, Sunday Conversation. Got my boy Searcy out here this time. Out here with Charlie.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, last time I was with Charlie, you said last time you wanted to speak on your folks. That's where we left off at. So, here's the opportunity to speak on your folks.
To which folks was I referring to? Because between this one and Wayne, back then, those were my folks, except for cats I was lowriding with.
Okay. I guess it has something to do with one of the videos.
One of the videos
that we were on, that I did.
Yeah. I'm gonna let that go.
Okay, we're gonna let that. We're gonna let that one go there. We're gonna let it go.
Only thing I can say is that, Majestics didn't start in Compton.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay. All right. We got my boy Searcy. We're gonna start off with Searcy with let's name me some OG lowriders that should have got their props in this lowriding, but probably didn't.
Well, it's a lot of cats that I grew up with in the city of Compton. Like the whole city of Compton was lowriding. So we had Danny Rivers on 130th Street. We had a 65 Skylark. My boy Bay, Magic Fingers, up on Central in El Segundo. He had a Mustang. My boy Dimples, he had a Thunderbird. My boy Jesse, he had the 66. He rides with the pros. And who was that? Pedro?
Oh yeah, Pedro,
El Segundo, 68.
Al Wayne with the 69.
Al Wayne.
Slater.
And we had Mad Greg, 6'7". Greg Randall from the Majestics.
Yeah. One of the old brothers from Majestics.
He worked at Dave's on Macrome on Long Beach Boulevard. So, then we had Albert Griffith and Watts. Then my little fat buddy Hub from the Professionals. That's my boy right there. That's good folks right there.
Okay.
So that's some of the people, But Compton was always, every neighborhood had lowriders. Every neighborhood had lowriders.
Okay. When did you get into lowriding?
Well, I'll tell you what. Growing up as a kid, my dad worked at General Motors on Tweedy and Alameda. If everybody can remember, General Motors was there. And I just had a love for Chevys. My dad had Chevys. So growing up as a kid, I just was into cars. My whole life, But as far as starting, I started building go-karts and making them out of lowriders. As a kid, bicycles with the truck lights, as a kid. Everything was lowrider based. So I can't really say when I started,
Okay. I know me and you talked before a while back, and we was talking about, you was like, well, that ain't lowriding. That's hopping. Speak on lowriding and hopping.
Well, lowriding to me is, I grew up in an era where we drug our cars, we flamed and stuff like that. We hopped as well, but what they doing now is a whole different ball game with that weight. So, to each his own. That's what they like to do. So, do your thing. But me, I'm from a different era, so that's what I like. I like to lay low.
Okay.
All about 8 in the gate.
8 in the gate. All right. And When did you get involved with the Majestics?
Well, I had been around the Majestics forever, and what it is I wasn't in the club, but I was a mechanic. I worked on pretty much everybody's cars. And then I decided, to where I just decided to just build me a car and get in the club. So I was always around it. So I can't really say,
Right. Okay. And when you were building cars, was this was after the aircraft hydraulics came in? You were
Yes, that was after.
Okay.
Yeah, that's around the Orleans era.
Okay.
TNC and stuff like that. I was around, but I was younger. I wasn't building cars or working on them, but I was around it.
All right. Give me a lowrider story from back in the day.
I had a friend of mine. I ain't gonna say no name, but I had built the gate for a '64 Impala convertible, the one we used in Boys in the Hood. We had a hop at the sports arena, and so I fixed the car, had the car swinging right and everything. So I go home and take a shower, get dressed and everything, and my boy, he decides, he didn't tell me this at the time, but he decides after I leave to go inside the gate and check some things out. So when I got to the time for us to hop at the pit, I got in the pit, I started hopping the car, and the car didn't take off. I'm like, what's wrong with the car? And he tell me years later that he went inside the gate after I left and messed with some stuff, and it didn't work. I was sick, but he knew not to tell me at the time.
I ain't got no problem saying no name. That was Dumb June.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
That was a bad day for me, man. Because the car was working when I left, and he went inside of it and tampered with it, and that was the worst of the worst.
Okay. Give me some feedback on Brookside and Handsome Dam. That I know you were around that era.
Yeah, I was around that era, but at the time, I was a spectator. I was just a spectator, I knew a lot of cats that was, there, but I was just a spectator.
Okay.
I really enjoyed spectating at the time. Growing up as a kid, I think I enjoyed it more spectating as a kid, watching, the OGs come down the street in their cars and stuff like that. But, it's still in me, though. You see, I still got old Betsy here.
Okay. A lot of people message me and always say, ask this. So, any relationships with Jay Clayton?
No, not really. Around, me and Charlie ran into him, but I never really dealt with the guy. Me and Charlie have seen him, and that's about it. But I wouldn't deal with him.
Okay. All right.
I didn't have a problem with him. He never.
Me and Jay was cool.
Yeah, he never tripped on me or nothing. So.
Okay. All right. Terminal Island was that around your time?
Yeah. Both times. Yeah, that's what we need now. To this day, we need another Terminal Island.
Speak on how Terminal Island was back then.
Well, it's like family, orientated. You go out there, you enjoy yourself, and everybody got along, and that's when they had the scrape and the hops. So that's what it was all about, enjoying yourself.
Okay. Your relationship with Big Honcho.
Big Honcho. That's like Big Bro. Big Bro. When I was a youngster, he would pass by the junior high school where we went, me and Charlie, and we like just, man, he the man.
Give it up.
him, Big Rick, all them cats, like I say, Al Griffith, all OGs come through and just like, yeah, you just wait. we coming.
Any relationship with any professional club members?
Oh yeah, my Daryl, Big D. I worked for Big D for a while at the paint shop back in the days. I really missed that cat. He had a good heart. Hubba Bubba, Vic, Arthur, Bruce,
Doug.
Pete, Doug, yeah. You know, Tweet, he doing his thing now. That was before Tweet. But he doing his thing, and I'm proud of him. He representing, and he doing what he's supposed to do.
Right. Okay. Any back in the day stories about on Crenshaw?
Oh, Crenshaw, man, that's the first spot I would go after I build me a car. I had to see Crenshaw. Crenshaw, my old block that I grew up on. I had to hit them 2 blocks. So yeah, Crenshaw, we done left Crenshaw, didn't make it home till the next morning.
Really?
The sun coming up. We've been out all night. So yeah.
Okay. I see we have some pictures from Lowrider magazine. Speak on how it was at the Coliseum at that time.
Oh, at that time, everybody got along well. You know, had some real nice, mostly custom cars, custom paints and stuff like that. But it was real good times.
Okay. Any cars in the show around that time was just show cars, no motors, didn't drive?
Yeah, they used to sneak them in. Yeah. Yeah, they used to fake the funk. A lot of them didn't, you know, no wiring harnesses, none of that. Cars wouldn't start. You know, we like, wow, how they getting away with this? But they would get away with it.
Okay. So last time we talked, you said that you did work here. We're in Compton at your place on a lot of people's cars. Give me some names of some of the heavy hitters cars that you worked on over here.
Well, I used to do work here, and I would go to their house too. You know, so you know, I would come home some days. It'd be a foe out here with a broken ball joint. Somebody just left. And I'd call them, hey, what's going on, dude? You know, hey, yo, fixed it, I'll come get it. And they would never come get it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's why at the time I wouldn't really have to build me no car, because they would like, just take it and drive it, keep it, you know. I worked on Slow Bob from Main Street. Me and my buddy Jesse Hawkins, we worked on Project 64, put the power windows in that. Dale Dog from Main Street, I done worked on his cars. Man, there's so many, man. I worked on Ted Wells 62. Me and Jesse put the chrome strips on that in his garage out there at the house. Yeah, I can't really think of, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, Big Rat, I done, you know, kept him swinging.
Right.
You know, kept him out there swinging. You know, I had to change the pumps and the coils and, you know, stuff like that, you know.
Who did you learn how to do this craft from? Who taught you?
I was self-taught. I was so much into it to where I just, you know, I was self-taught.
Okay. All right.
You gotta realize back in the day, you know what I'm saying, you broke down, there wasn't a bunch of shops you can take your shit to. You learned on the fly.
Right.
You know, like all the new stuff they got now, you know, we weren't working with that. You know, we lift gates off trucks. You know, so getting them, you learn the ins and outs of the pumps and all that stuff. And you just keep going from there. I mean, it's basically the same concept.
Right. Okay. Tell me the story about the car that you guys built. Well, tell the viewers the cars that you guys built that the guy got hit in.
Jesse 6.
Oh, Jesse. Oh, yeah, Jesse Hawkins. Yeah, full flake, custom interior. It had a red moon in it, sunroof, red moon, gold flake, and I got into some trouble, so my parents sent me up north to go to school, and so we had been building this car for years in this garage, and when I came back down,
Well, what year was this?
this was in 81, 82. Yeah. I came back down, you know, my mom said, she said, Jesse came by. He was in the car that you guys was building all those years. I said, oh, okay. So that was the day before he had came by. So I go by there to see the car, knock on the door. My boy Jesse come out. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Oh, man, how you doing? I'm like, I'm all right, man. Mom said you came by in the car, man. I want to check it out. He walked out the house with his head down, man. He opened up that garage. Total. So he left here and went somewhere, and a guy run the stop sign, T-boned him, totaled it out. And
Was that his first time driving it?
I would say probably, most likely,
First time driving it complete.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a work in progress, so
And what's crazy is, that he did everything.
yeah.
Interior,
Yeah.
paint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll go over there and he's sitting up there polishing out the radiator. You know what I'm saying? So the brass on the top of the radiator was gleaming. He went all out.
Said low key TV breaking fools off.
What up, my nigga?
Said low key TV breaking fools off.
This is a Said Low Key TV production.
Said low key TV breaking fools off.
Yeah. You a hopper fool?
Said low key TV breaking fools off.
Yeah.